Alright guys, I wanted to make a tutorial for beginners in DeFi, how to get invested in Cosmos, how to start pooling, and how to start farming on Cosmos. Now when it comes to DeFi and farming, most of these protocols are set up in a very similar way. If you know how to farm and pool on one protocol, in this case Cosmos, then you're probably going to know how to do it on another one. So if you can do it on Cosmos, then you can do it on Pancake. And if you can do it on Pancake, then you can do it on Cosmos. So it's pretty much interchangeable. There are going to be slight differences between them, but for right now in general, they're all pretty much the same. So I'm going to teach you how you're going to get started pooling, how you're going to get started farming, how you can swap for the tokens that you need to do those things, and basically just a complete beginner can watch this video and get started. So first of all, what do you need to farm and pool on Cosmos? Well, you need some sort of token that's on the Binance network that Cosmos has on their website to be able to pool or to farm. So what do I mean by that? If you go on cosmos.farm, this is the home page, and if you go to pools, you see that the things that you're able to pool will be Mars, BUSD, WBNB, USDT, BTCB, Ethereum, DAI, USDC, so on and so forth. Now, you're probably familiar with some of these, and you might not be familiar with others, and that's perfectly fine. So what you need to do if you want to participate in a farming or in a pooling type scenario is you need to have one of these tokens in your wallet. Now if you don't have one, let's say you have BNB, but you actually want to pool Mars, well, that's okay. You need to also have some sort of wallet connected. I'm not going to get into that really. Hopefully you guys know about MetaMask. There's the Binance Chain wallet. If you're on your phone, you can use something like the Trust wallet, although I recommend using MetaMask. MetaMask seems to be the cleanest and the best, easiest to use. So you're going to need to have your wallet connected as well to the Web3. That's going to connect you to the Web3 browsers, to where you can actually interact with these protocols and these smart contracts. So let's start from step one. Let's say you have BNB. You have BNB in your Binance wallet, which is connected to your browser or whatever you're using to go on the Cosmos website. But what you want is some Mars. So you're going to go up here, you're going to go trade, exchange, and this is where you can swap for other tokens. So you can take your BNB on this page and you can swap it for any of these tokens on this list. That's basically what these protocols are doing, is providing liquidity for you to be able to do this. So you have your BNB, and let's say you want to get some Mars. You'll type Mars in here. It's already the one that's selected, so let's do a different one. So you have your BNB. Let's say you want ETH. You could swap for ETH right now with your BNB. I don't really want to make that swap, so I'm just showing you. And you would just, this button would say submit or swap, and you would just click that. So this is where you go to do all your swapping. So you want to figure out what is it that you want to pool, or what is it that you want to farm. We'll get into farming in a minute. And you want to swap for that token. So now that, let's say you've swapped for Mars, you come here. There would be a button that says approve contract right here instead of where it says boost and I feel lucky. You're going to want to hit approve contract. And then once that is hit, then you're going to have it's going to look exactly like mine. You're going to want to hit the plus sign. And this is where you can stake some more Mars. So you would type in how much you want to do. So let's say I wanted to stake 10, or you could hit the maximum button and stake everything. And you would just hit confirm. And then you would have your Mars stake there, and you would be automatically receiving rewards for doing that. Now the process is going to be exactly the same, whether you want to do Mars, BUSD, WBNB, any one of these on the pools, right? So if you want to participate and start pooling, what you need to do is you need to own one of these tokens, whichever one you want to do. Make sure it's in the wallet that's connected. And then you just hit the plus button and follow the directions from there. You just hit confirm a couple times and you'll be pooling. Now I want to go over farming, which is just one slightly more complicated. It's got one additional step to it. So the same thing, you have these options here, and now your options, instead of only being one token, your options for farming, it's 2 tokens paired together. So that's what this LP means, is liquidity pair. So you're providing liquidity between these 2 tokens for other people to swap between. So when we just did those swaps, this is how that's able to happen, is because people are providing that liquidity by farming. And so when you farm, you get a reward for providing that service to people. So same thing, if you want to start farming, same as with the pooling, you want to choose one of these that you are going to farm. Now you have APRs, you have deposit fees, you have these different things to consider. You also just have the pair that you want to form. So you have all these options. Now let's say we just want to do Mars and BNB, because I know I have some Mars and I have some BNB in my wallet, and I want to start farming that pair. So just like for the pools, how we had to get that token, well, now we need to get the LP. So we need to bond these 2 tokens together, and we do that exactly the same. We go to trade, liquidity this time instead of exchange. Now you can see the options are a little bit different. Now we have a plus sign. Instead of swapping, we're pairing them now. So let's go for our Mars, because we want to do Mars BNB. Now it's already on the bottom one, so let's click BNB. And then I'm going to maximize my Mars, so 30 Mars. And it's going to automatically give me the equivalent value of BNB right now when it loaded. So now that it's loaded, what we're doing right now is we're creating an LP pair. We're bonding our Mars and our BNB together to create that LP so we can go and farm it. And you can do however much you want. You can do 10 Mars, 20 Mars, or 1,000 Mars. You could do 0.01 BNB, you could do 2 BNB. You can pick however much you want to form. You're not locked into this. Once you form it, then those are paired together and you'll have to break them. But you don't have to have any like, oh, I have to have $100, nothing like that. You get to choose how much you want to form. So then you click supply, confirm on MetaMask, and you just wait for that transaction to go through, and now you're going to have your LP pair. That's what we're able to farm. It's all pretty simple, especially if you know what you're doing. Instead of just telling you guys like a list of this, first you do this, then you do this, then you do that, I'd rather have you guys have an understanding of what it is that you're doing, what you're providing, and why all these things are even exist in the first place. Okay, so that transaction went through. Now we can go back to our farms. Now we have some Mars BNB LP bonded together to stake. So now, just like with the pools, we want to hit this plus button. Same exact thing. We're going to hit max this time. So we have our 0.3 LPs. We're going to hit confirm. Confirm again. And those are going to get added to the LPs that I already have farming, because I'm already farming this pair. Okay, so the transaction went through. You can see it went from like 6.8 to 7.2, which is exactly what I added. So you can see that those are added, and then I'm going to start earning rewards off of that immediately at this APR plus my boost amount, which is unique to Cosmos. So hopefully that will teach you guys kind of how to pool and how to farm. The process is the same no matter what farm you want to get in. Let's say you wanted to do 2 stable coins like USDC and BUSD. Exact same thing, but when you're creating that LP, these are the 2 tokens that you're going to create the LP out of. So that pretty much covers it, guys. The only other thing is when you have your harvest, you just hit this harvest button, and the rewards that you earn are going to go immediately into your wallet. From there, you can reinvest them. You can use that swap function to swap them into another token. You can do whatever you want with it from there. Hopefully that helped, guys. I think that pretty much covers how you get into a farming protocol, in this case specifically Cosmos. I'm going to break it down real simply for you guys one last time. you need to have a token that's on the Binance network, and you also are going to need to have BNB to cover your gas fees. So every time you're interacting on the blockchain, make sure you have some extra BNB that's just there for fees, because if you change all your BNB into Mars, you're not going to be able to do anything because you can't pay the gas fees on the Binance network anymore. So you're going to end up having to ask somebody, hey, can you give me 0.0001 BNB so I can make a transfer? Or you're going to have to send more into that wallet or something. So long story short, a quick breakdown is you need to have some BNB. Then you want to decide, what do you want to do? Do you want to pool or do you want to farm? Or do you want to do both? You need to then, once you decide what you want to do and where you want to do it, you need to swap. You need to have those tokens. So if you want to pool DAI, you need to have some DAI, and then you can just hit that plus button and start pooling it. If you want to farm DAI plus USDC, you need to pair those two things together. Then you can start farming it. So hopefully that clears some things up. Hopefully that this is mostly for beginners, for people who are trying to invest in a DeFi protocol for the first time. If you're already involved in this, then you already know how to do all this. So thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate it.